After thinking about it, the best course of action at this point is to glue all of the distribution pipes and the valves onto one side. And then once those are dry, flip it over and do the other side. So looking at the completed one, you'll notice that they have to come up and there's a little notch that the pipe gets glued into on the side. And so that's what I'm going to endeavor to do. Glue all of the short one and the long one on one side all the way down. And then once that's dry tomorrow, I will come back and flip it over and glue the other side. So let's get started with that. I have my little box of parts here, and using my exemplar, the short goes of course on the front, and then the back are the long ones. Short ones here, long ones here. All right, so I'm going to grab a short one. And one thing I have to make sure of as well is that this, if I can get this in camera, is that this has to be towards the inside, towards the little gangplank there. So notice my valve handles are facing the wrong way for that one. So I will come and get this one. Now my valve handles on this one will be facing to the inside when this is down. All right. So let's see if we've got this first one in view here. In the camera is right here. So I'm going to put a little glue on the unions, the pipe unions. I'm hoping it'll be a little. There we go. A little too much on that first one. I'll scrape it off here. You want to use as little glue as possible. Remember, it's got to, because what glue does is it melts the plastic, and that welds the plastic together. So I'm going to set that down into there. Make sure all the pipes are seated. Or as seated as possible. This isn't as easy as it looks, believe it or not, because these pipes just don't line up exactly right. And that's a problem. You have to get everything lined up, which is why I was asked, well, can you put the platforms together on first and then put the pipes underneath? Well, it doesn't really matter, because in the end, it's all about how the things line up. So I have to get all the distribution pipes to line up with that little notch on the platform, which they don't all the time. So you have to kind of make do. And it's not only a vertical alignment, it's a lateral one as well. Unfortunately, that's just the nature of things when you're working with a 30-year-old kit that hasn't seen any updates to it. I have these small wooden clothespins, and I'm hoping this will help me clamp some of this stuff together. But it doesn't look like it's doing exactly what I want it to do because of the thickness of the clothespin. What I can do is at least get that pipe, get it sitting as best I can. So you see, sometimes that's a struggle. And I have my doubts that they're all going to line up properly, so I've just got to get them lined up the best I can. That's all I can say. To where they kind of look decent. Alright, so let's see. Once again, now I'm going to put this long one on. Once again, I want the handles to the inside, and that's my preference. You could have the handles to the outside if you wanted to. So I am going to first see how that fits. And I'm going to have fun with this one as well. Alright, here we go. And let me put a little touch of glue right there. I got a little bit too much glue on the other one, but that's okay. Once I paint it, you won't see it. And I'm going to use my little clothespin here. Kind of clamp it down. If I can. Might not need to on this one. In fact, I think this one will be a little bit better. It appears to be. It's hard with this behind it to get that clothespin in the right place. But you can see some of these pipes do not reach where they're supposed to exactly. So it's going to be leaning back a little bit. That's okay, I can pull it forward, I think, once I go to glue the top on. There we go. I think that's good enough for that one. Once again, this next one, got a little fuzz there. Making sure the handles are on the inside. I'm going to glue this one on. So just the tiniest drop of glue, because you don't want to, like I said, you're welding these by melting the plastic. That's what the purpose of the glue is. Too much and it stays soft way too long. So far, at least they're kind of lining up with the notch on the platform, which is good. This one even better than the last one. I've still got a glue issue here, but unfortunately I think that's the best it's going to be. Said that that's just the joys of working with a 30-year-old kit that has had no updates. Oops. Of course. If I clip it to that, there we go. And I'll do one more, and then I'll do the rest of them off camera, and we'll come back and when I get to the other side, we'll do that. Like I said, sometimes I get a little sloppy with the glue here, but hopefully that won't make a big difference once I paint it. It's really hard to find something that'll clamp these pipe unions onto the distribution pipes. I really don't think that this will, no. Somebody might have a better idea out there how to do that. Because this is all trial and error. I said in my title, the easy way, which is the easiest way to do multiple kits like this, but it still has its pitfalls. And one thing I want to caution you, that this kit was designed to handle 40-foot tank cars. Okay, so your longer tank cars like I have, if one of those gets in the picture, these longer tank cars are not going to be handled well by this. They're not going to be spaced properly. 40-foot tank cars are great. Longer ones, no. You can put two back to back if you're just building two, so you have that larger space. The problem is then you've got to refigure out how to do all of the piping and things like that. So because the piping, remember, is offset a specific way. So if you're gonna put them back to back, so you have a longer space in between the where the distribution is, then, like I said, you're going to have to figure out how you want to stagger your pipes underneath, because it's going to be a mirror image of what the instructions say. So. All right, so we've got two done. I'm going to do the rest of them off camera, and then we'll be back.